Hey, what's going on? Paul Farmer here. This is Freedom Project Live, episode 173. What I do on these is I just share with you my journey online, mindset tips, marketing tips, and anything else of value that I believe could help you. Okay, so right now this is day 3. And what I'm doing is I'm basically sharing with you my journey to $10,000 in this opportunity that I'm in, this one specific opportunity. I do have other things that I have talked about before, and I had some income come in from that as well. But yesterday I had $1,000 sale come in, and that's just from doing the things that I'm talking about doing. Okay, so I've been breaking down what I'm doing every day. So yesterday, it was kind of a interesting day because I still did my connections. Like I said, I'm going to do, I do 75 a day right now. But it was an interesting day because not as many got back. I didn't get as many responses back. So that was kind of different, but hey, you know what? You do the activity no matter what. And yesterday I was actually a little bit distracted. So I didn't get to sending messages till later because I was helping someone new get started. I was helping someone else. I was doing a training for someone else as well. And then I did a training for a few people as well in my team. So I was pretty busy, but I also went to lunch with my wife. So didn't get back till later in the afternoon. And by the time I got back and we had lunch, I really didn't feel like doing anything, but I still did it. I still cranked them out. And, that's just what you have to do. It's just what you have to do. You just have to, if you have a plan, you just have to execute the plan. And I hope that by me doing that wears off on you. So the truth of the matter is what I'm doing is quite simple and it's nothing you couldn't do. Okay. It's quite simple. All I'm doing is following very simple strategies that I am learning and learning in a private community I'm a part of where I get millionaire mentoring. Okay, I get mentored by a millionaire, a multimillionaire, actually, multimillionaires. But the thing is, the strategies are very simple. And when you execute these strategies, I mean, you can use these for anything. I know many people, they're like so stuck in like, oh, what's the product? What's this? What's that? Right. They're like, they want the best product. They want the best program, the newest, the best, the shiniest, the brightest, the easiest. Right. But what they're missing is the skill. They haven't acquired the skill to go out and produce the results they want to produce. And it's that simple. And that's what is provided in this private community is you learn a skill that is effective, that is proven. And I mean, there's just countless testimonials, countless people that have literally gone from nothing to make an executive income, if not more, and going on to do things outside of the online industry. So, I mean, it's just what you learn is not just for online, it's for life, really. You can apply it to anything. So that's what's so powerful about it. And now that we're in 2020, when I came into 2020, my goal was I wanted to learn a new skill. And the skill I wanted to learn was how do you close higher ticket commissions? And I'm not talking about the ascension model where you start, you run traffic to a funnel and you start at a low cost. And then over time, people start buying other products and then you start making the bigger commissions. I'm not talking about that. And the reason I'm not talking about that is because it's a challenging thing for the masses to do. It's a challenging thing because the majority of people, first of all, are going to struggle just setting up a funnel. They're going to struggle. They are not going to know how to build relationships. Because people join you unless you're doing something that doesn't really involve people. It's just like a straight up product and that's what you're marketing. That's all you're doing. And it doesn't really involve you creating. I mean, even then you still need to establish relationships, but it's not as important. But if you're in network marketing, if you're in any kind of company where you are building a team, you are working with people, then you need to learn how to effectively communicate with people. That's like really the most important skill ever you could ever learn. Because it doesn't matter if you have money, if you know how to communicate effectively, then you can literally create money out of thin air. All you need is a way to do it, right? But really, the commodity is people. So if you know how to communicate with people, if you know how to solve their pain, their problem, and you have a solution to that, then, you know, that's how you just create income. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because, you know, the person teaching us is a very effective communicator. He knows how to effectively communicate with people, how to get people to open up, how to get them to surrender their pride and ego. And that's where the breakthroughs happen. So many people are holding on to they know better, or, I mean, ego comes in so many forms. It's not just egotistical. It's not just like, oh, I know that already. There's so many forms. Being shy is a form of ego. That's a form of ego. There's so many different ways. Just anything hanging you up is ego, basically. Anything hanging you up from reaching your what your potential is ego getting in your way. And, you know, I'm not immune to it. Believe me, I'm working on it every single day, but that's what it is. And if you want to have these breakthroughs, you see people have these breakthroughs, you got to learn to get that ego out of the way. And really, one of the fastest ways to do that is to get plugged into someone that is proven, that's already getting the results. So, you know, it's sad to me. Like, I watch people and they're just struggling, man. Struggle. And unfortunately, they're not doing anything to change their situation. They're doing the same thing over and over. The only data they have is their data. They don't have any other data. So if your thoughts get you to where you're at, like, how is that going to change? Like, you have to get around someone that knows more than you, that has better results than you, that has what you want, that thinks differently. Like, you have to get around that type of person. And that's what you get in this private community. Okay. So this is day 3. Is this day 3? This is day 3. Yeah. Just day 3. It's Friday. You know, a lot of people take Fridays off. I'm definitely not going to be taking Friday off. I have a training I'm doing with my team again today. I do that Monday through Friday. I do that just as support. Again, I'm not the expert, but I do know some things. I do know some things, and I am learning all the time. I'm learning. I'm growing. I'm getting better, and that's real. I mean, to be perfectly clear here, if you want to get ahead and you want to do it fast, so there are slow methods and there are much faster methods. Being in this private community, surrendering your pride and ego, doing what you're taught, doing the work, doing a proven plan, that is how you get ahead quick. That's how you do it. It's not going and joining the new fancy thing, getting the sales funnel that says it's easy. It's not that. That's not what's going to get you there. So that's really all I have for today. I'm going to keep showing up. Like I said, I don't know what all is going to come. I'll share with you just a little bit of the feedback I've been getting from people. Some people are open to it. They just don't have the money. Like, I'll go through the simple methods that are taught. I'll go through that and I'll get to the end, and they're excited. They're totally wanting to do it, but they don't have the income. But here's the difference. They're looking to get the income because they believe in it, but they believe it's going to help them. That's the difference from other things I've done. That's the difference. And again, I want to stress this. It's not the product. It's not the program. It's the skill. It's the value. That's what it is. So even if you're in a company now, see, what's taught here in this private community is how to, like, dominate your company. Like, the skills you're going to learn, you could apply to your company. It's not to take away. Like this is something I get a lot. Oh, my plate's already full, or, oh, I'm already focused on building my company. That's totally awesome. That's totally awesome. I'm not telling you not to do that. What I am telling you to do, though, is acquire the skills. The skill, really, it's just a few skills that you need to acquire. One main one, like I said, is communicating effectively with people. But you acquire these skills and you're unstoppable. And like I said, you can apply this to anything, online, offline, doesn't matter. I don't care if you're in another company. I don't care if you're focused on that company. I'm not telling you to lose your focus. All I'm telling you to do is get the skill so you can dominate in your company. You see, I could take what I'm learning right now, and I do take what I'm learning right now, and I apply it to other things, and it works just as well. In fact, if you are in something that is very low ticket, this is a freaking cakewalk. I mean, it's so easy. I shouldn't say easy, but it is simple. It's simple because you don't have a bigger amount for people to have to come up with. It's easier for them to see, oh, I could do $50. That's not hard. There's no investment in that. Right. So that's actually very simple. But I get it. I mean, a lot of this, 95% of this is mindset. 95% is mindset. 5% is skill set. You get your mindset right. And it's not just about believing you can do it. It's about, when you start taking action and you believe you can do it, your belief comes with action. When you start taking action, you're going to get feedback. And most likely you're going to start seeing some type of result. When you see some type of result, then it becomes real. And that confidence starts building, right? The belief starts building. The reason most people struggle in this industry, there's a couple reasons. One, they don't believe it's possible for them. I was that guy, believe me. For 2 years when I first started, all I did every day was literally talk myself out ever making a sale. Like I was like, yeah, that's great for them, but I can't do that. That's great for them, but I can't do that. That's what I said every day, So I was self-sabotaging myself every single day. No wonder I didn't get any results, right? And it wasn't until I was talking to someone, I've told this story before, I was talking to someone who was a millionaire, and he's like, yeah, I just made $5,000. And it was easy. That triggered something in me. I'm like, wait a minute. It's easy. Here I am over here thinking, oh, it's hard, right? It's hard. Oh, that's for them over there. I couldn't do that. But see, and you go up and down, right? Like there's times where your mindset's pretty rock solid, and then something happens and it goes back down. And you just have to kind of keep working at it, right? So at that time, like I wasn't making any money. I think I made like $200 in like 2 years, literally 2 years. And I'd spent thousands. So I really didn't make any money. So I really didn't make anything. I was struggling, miserably struggling. Terrible mindset, terrible. But for whatever reason, I listened to this guy and he's like, oh, it's easy. And once for whatever reason, I listened to him, I was like, yeah, it is easy. And I started making, at that time, it was $500 sales. And I had never done that before. But because I shifted my thinking, how I was thinking, it became easy. So when you shift your thinking, I think is the biggest hurdle for people like who have lack mindset, and it's just a big hurdle. Like you're thinking, oh, okay, so that's going to cost more. So nobody has that kind of money. Like this is what I know. I've had these thoughts. No one has this kind of money, and no one's going to do anything. I need to do something that's lower cost. I need to do something that's free. That's going to open the doors, right? Everybody's going to want that because it's free. And then, but here's what's going to happen. So free people, this is based on my personal experience. Free people that seek free, their mindset is one, that is not going to produce success. Okay. Now, there are exceptions to the rule. I have met people that have tremendous desire. They want to change their situation and they will do whatever it takes. That is different. But typically, people looking for free are looking for a handout. They are not looking to do the work. They're looking for something easy. They're looking for free, not because they don't have the money. They're looking for free because they don't want to spend any money. That's why. They have no confidence. Now, the lower ticket, now, we probably want residual income. That makes sense. But again, it's a different type of person. When someone comes in and purchases something that, I'll say $500 and above, $500 and above, that is a different mindset. That is someone that is definitely more serious. So now you're going to be working with someone that wants it more, right? They're most likely, not always, because I know people, like when I was, at one point I was in a program where I was a coach and I knew someone, I was working with someone, and they had spent, I want to say they spent about $25,000 in a high ticket program, made zero. And then they spent another, I want to say probably $2,500 to $3,000 to get the coaching program I was doing. And they still didn't do anything. So some people just like to spend money. They're just happy spending the money, right? They don't want to do anything. They spend the money. There are people out there like that. But typically when you're working with people that invest more, like I witnessed this in the coaching program I'm in. So I'm in this mentoring program, this private community. I'm in a couple private communities, which I paid money, not little $20, not, thousands of dollars to be in this community. And one thing I notice is the skills are not really difficult. They're very simple. What people are paying for, well, they want a proven plan, first of all, but they're paying for accountability. And they're paying a lot of money for accountability, right? Really, that's what they're paying for. Yes, they're getting a simple plan, but the plan is simple. It's not complicated. They're paying for, so when someone puts that kind of money, I'm not talking about the private community because that's much less than this other one I'm in. That's much less. It's ridiculous, right? It's much less. But you still get massive value, right? But I've witnessed this firsthand, and this is why I can speak on it. When people invest more money, and it's common sense if you think about it, if you invest more money, you're going to take it more seriously. Simple as that. The people that don't want to do this are the people that think everyone's out to get them. Everyone's trying to take their money. Those are the people that don't do it. Or they just like, I'll figure it out on my own. Pride, ego, right? Those are those people. But I have witnessed this firsthand. Like I see it. And when I got into this community, I'm talking about a different community. I hired a coach, right? And I'm in this coaching community. And I'm like, this stuff is so simple. And while I haven't been teaching the same exact thing, but I've been teaching something pretty close. Yet people are paying thousands of dollars to be in this community. And I'm sitting here like, wow. Like to me, that was a lesson, right? That was really an eye-opener. It's like, okay, so people really want the accountability. And when they pay more money, they show up. And guess what happens? They get results. There are so many results in that community. Now you go to a different community where they haven't paid that kind of money. Sure, there'll be some results, but it's not the same. I mean, just about every single person in that community where they paid thousands of dollars to get coaching, they are getting results. But the techniques are not hard. They're very simple. They're extremely simple. In fact, when people see how simple it is, typically what people do, and I talked about this yesterday, what people do is when they see it's simple, they, for whatever reason, they go, oh, no, that won't work. That won't work. It's too simple. I need complicated. I need hard, right? Because that's too simple. There's no possible way that would work. And their mind goes and searches for what's freaking hard, right? And then guess what? Zero goose egg results because you're searching for what's hard instead of doing what's simple. All I can say is this. Again, I'm not the expert. I haven't conquered this, right? I've been blessed to make a full-time income. I've worked my ass off to do it. It didn't just fall in my lap, but that drives me crazy. Like, oh, well, you have all day to work on your business. Yeah, because I worked my butt off and I made a decision that I wasn't going to go back to a job. That was my decision. My decision. I took the risk. That's what I did. That is a true story. I haven't worked a job since 2013 by choice. Was it always easy? No. Has my back been against the wall a few times? Yes. But I made that decision. I could have gone back to a job and I could have been like, okay, well, you know what? It's basically a dead end. I'm not ever going to get anywhere. I'm not ever going to get where I want to go. So I made that decision. It wasn't an easy decision. It was scary as hell. But when I made that decision, my income skyrocketed up. True story. True story. But then something happened and it fell back down. You know, like our mind, like we got to continually work on our mindset. And when our mindset falters, when our ego starts taking over, that's when our income drops. We have to stay humble, right? So that's really all I got today. You know, I hope you got some value. I mean, really, there is. I mean, everyone I see that's successful has invested in themselves. They do not. If you want to take shortcuts, it's not going and I want to go and get in this business because this what's hot right now. It's not that. I want to go and get this business because this program promises to do it all for me. Not going to get you there. What is going to get you there and what is the best shortcut you could ever take is getting coaching, is getting mentoring. That is the best. And when you choose a coach or a mentor, make sure that they have the income story. So do they have income stories from people who were dead broke, had nothing, like literally were on the street or nearly on the street or on the street already, and now are making executive income? Do they have those kind of stories? They should have at least 5. If they don't have those stories, then choose a different mentor. That's what I'm telling you. You could do it the other way. I've done it the other way. I've tried to shortcut it. I've tried to save the money. Waste of time. Waste of time, waste of money. So if you'd like to know how to be a part of the private community, if you'd like to know how to get access to my daily training that I do to offer more support for you, go ahead, click that link below, or just reach out to me. I'm a real guy. I'm more than happy to talk to you. All right. Make it a great day. See you on the next one.